This is Chuck Huber, the voice of Android 17. You're listening to Anime Seekers. You better be, or I'm coming for you. Dragon of the Darkness, Flame!
Hey everybody, so today we're going to be taking a look at the figurized standard Angemon, or Angemon if you're American, which I am, so I should be calling him Angemon, but regardless, this is the first, I believe, figurized review I've done for Phantom Toy Box. Maybe wrong, correct me in the comments, but it is Digimon, and I'm trying to do Digimon in season order. That's why, I haven't done, Dukemon or Imperial Dramon or everything. It's hard to get through the original adventure first before I move on to other seasons. Now, I know Angemon appears before Wargreymon, Metal Garurumon, and Omegamon. I'm well aware. But main character, secondary main character, they get priority. And I also had those before I had this. So, he is not a figure art. He is a standard figurized model kit. Which means he's not going to be perfectly in scale with your figure arts if you display them that way. But he's a very, very good representation of Angemon. And I like Angemon. I'm more inclined to the Knight Dragon type Digimon. But Angemon's cool. I do like Angemon quite a bit, actually. Outside of Greymon and Gabumon and the main guys in Digimon Adventure, he's probably my favorite. So, regardless, there's Angemon doing his Heaven's Knuckle attack with the Angel Rod, or Angel Staff. I think it's Holy Rod in Japanese. Top of the box, you have Angemon doing Angemon things. Tells you no glue required. Hey, Angemon over here. My box is a little ripped, but whatever. Angemon doing Angemon things. And there's no back because it's a model kit. So Angemon right here first appears in the 13th episode of the original Digimon Adventure. Where he evolves from Patamon to defeat Devimon. Now, I know Digimon evolution doesn't really make a lot of sense sometimes, but Patamon's a hamster. I don't understand how he turns into this. Whatever. I just kind of learned to accept it. Angemon, after that, doesn't appear again for 20 episodes. I think he doesn't show up again until episode 33, because after he defeats Devimon, he kills himself. Or to defeat Devimon, he kills himself. He gets reborn as Digiegg, eventually reformats to Patamon, but just doesn't evolve again until Garurumon's getting his ass kicked by Vamdemon. And Patamon and Takeru TK had a disagreement about something. And Patamon was just like, bye, and then they both start to feel bad. But he evolves into Angemon, helps fight off Vamdemon. Shows up again a couple episodes later, and does do a significant amount of damage to Vamdemon, something none of the other Digimon could do at the ultimate level. He actually kills Phantomon without even trying. He hits Vamdemon, and Phantomon just kind of disintegrates. And then he lends his power to Angemon, who destroys Myotismon Vamdemon. Except she really doesn't, because he comes back as Venom Myotismon the next episode. He does contribute there too, because he creates an arrow of hope to hit Matt with, which evolves Gabumon to Metal Garurumon. And, Wargreymon Metal Garurumon defeat Vamdemon. This is actually the first time you see Angemon take damage, because he's able to defeat Dark Ultimates. He's not able to defeat Dark Megas. So, make of that what you will. He makes varying appearances here and there to help, really mainly to help. In the Dark Master arc, he's really initially there to help Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon, because at that point they're the two strongest. But in the Piedmon fight, he ends up being the last one standing, because everyone else turned to keychains. He finally evolves to Holy Angemon and makes Piedmon look like such a chump. It's so cool. I prefer Holy Angemon to regular Angemon, but it is what it is. He helps Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon defeat Apocalypse. He almost appears in our war game, but Patamon just kind of gets knocked out by Diablomon like that. So, doesn't really go anywhere. But he tries. He makes appearances in 02. Not as frequently, though, because of the Dark Towers messing with Digivices, so he relies on becoming Pegasusmon a lot more than Angemon. Angemon does make appearances here and there, though. But he can't really do much against the Dark Tower Digimon because they're not real Digimon, so his Heaven's Knuckle attack doesn't really work. But he's half a Shakumon. So, there's that. He makes appearances in Try, too, but in Try and Last Evolution Kizuda, Patamon and Takeru don't really have that big of a role. They're just kind of there. It's really mostly about Taichi. In 2020, the reboot, they do build up the Holy Digimon throughout the whole season. As like being this catalyst to defeat Millenniummon. And Angemon does appear in, I think, episode 20. And immediately dies. But he comes back to help out with everybody. Which is funny, because they built the Holy Digimon so much to defeat Millenniummon, but Greymon ends up doing it. And then they just kind of dropped the whole Holy Digimon thing, because they replaced the Holy Digimon being the main thing with reawakening Omegamon. Because they make Omegamon the big deal. Which, I get, Omegamon's a lot more powerful than Angemon. But they built up the Holy Digimon so much, just kind of drop it in favor of Omegamon. Which, as an Omegamon fan, I'm cool with that, but, the boy Angemon deserves some love. But I do like Angemon. I think he's really neat. So, figure-wise, this was not a hard build. This took me about an hour. An hour to build. So it's really not too bad. I was on the phone the whole time. It was neat. But he has very good articulation. He has Figuarts level articulation. But yeah, like it's all plastic. There's only a few stickers, and it's not a whole lot of stickers. Like there's some under there. The silver on his leg. His staff has a couple pieces of sticker. That's about it. Like he doesn't. Oh, and his the white on his knuckles right there. But that's it. It's really not a lot. Most of the color separation is plastic, which is awesome. And I think he looks really good. His articulation-wise, his head's on a full 360. He can, do the oons. The wings are all posable. His arms can do a full 360 if you can get the wings out of the way. He's got an elbow joint. And he's got a wrist swivel on both hands. He's got kind of an ab crunch. He's got a waist swivel. His legs can pull down to give you further articulation, but... Oh, that thing can move. Okay, that thing can get out of the way. So he can go forward, back. He does have a knee joint. He's got an ankle pivot, and his leg he can go forward and back. So he does have a very good range of articulation, which you do expect for a Bandai Tamashii figure. Accessory-wise, he does not have a whole lot. But what would you expect? So he does have the angel rod, which you have to, unfortunately, rip his hand in half to have him hold, which is just something I don't really care for, but what can you do? But he can hold it. Like so. And he looks really neat with it. And then, of course, you can take out that fist and replace it with the Heaven's Knuckle Fist, which is shiny. And he can destroy evil with it. So that's cool. Canonically, I don't think he ever uses the rod and the Holy Knuckle at the same time. Or the Heaven's Knuckle at the same time. It's called Hand of Fate. And he has a butterfly joint. I forgot about that. So, yeah, very good articulation. I think, it's called Hand of Faith in the English dub. So, I haven't watched the English dub of Digimon Adventure in a really long time. But Angemon is really cool. This model kit's not very expensive. It costs $30. And this is the best Angemon figure, or Angemon, depending on your pronunciation. I prefer Angemon because it's angel. So, Anja just is like the correct pronunciation. But I like him a lot. He's not my favorite Digimon figure I own, but he is easily the best Angemon figure that we've ever gotten. Easily. Unless you really like the transforming figures, then the original Digivolving one's more for you. But for Digimon, I don't prefer transforming figures. But that being said, this is a really good one. I really like this. And I think you will too if you give it a try. So, give it a shot. I recommend it. And that's it for me to you for now, guys. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.